Evening everyone, hi, thank you for joining me again and my live videos on my video series on how to stop comfort eating. So the first part of the series is all about reconditioning the mind, because I truly believe that if the mind is not with you, with your goals of trying to have a healthy eating regime, then it doesn't matter what diet you follow, whatever you're doing, like trying to be good with the way that your eating habits are. If your mind doesn't believe in what you're doing, you are really like a ticking time bomb before your next binge, before you eat crap food. So, and the reason why I believe that is because you've not really gone and wired your beliefs to not want these foods, because as long as you have a pull towards eating things that are not nourishing for you, you at the background, even though you're thinking that you're doing really well following a certain diet, any time moment that like something like like your boss treating you badly, you've had a bad day with the kids, something's going to trigger you to go to that default of eating rubbish food. So anyway, if you've not met me before, I am Mel. Hello, and it's lovely to meet you. I am a rapid transformational therapist, and I help people who struggle to lose weight or to keep it off, or if they've tried every other conventional diet, they come to me because nothing has worked in the past. Without further ado, I am going to share with you in this video series how to stop comfort eating or binge eating fast, and this is tip number 7, I believe. So, and I really do recommend that you look at all the tips all in order, because I think if you just jump on to this tip, it's not really gonna make much of an impact for quitting comfort eating or emotional eating at all, because every single one of these tips I've done it in an order that makes the next tip easier to do. And tonight is going to be a really simple one in comparison to the rest, because if you've done all the other tips like I've shown you, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, just go down to a personal page and I've put all the past videos on there too, so whichever you prefer, but you go there and you can see tip number 1, tip number 2, work your way through it. So today's tip is all about gratefulness. I know some people are going to think, what is this? You know, it sounds really cheesy, and for a long time, just like meditation, I resisted doing any kind of this exercises where it sounded a little bit flower powery. But I find that because comfort eating, emotional eating or binge eating are usually triggers with emotions, and that's why they call it emotional eating. And with all these tips that I'm sharing so far, it's all about bringing us into a place where we're going to be stronger to deal with challenges in our lives. So if we've already primed our minds as well as we can, when the time comes, the triggers, they call it triggers, when you like go for your cake or your biscuit or ice cream or whatever, you're in a better place to cope with these challenges. So being grateful, what do I mean about being grateful? So as an exercise, and having come from like a whole history of suffering from anxiety, depression, anger, I found just doing this super simple exercise twice a day in combination with the other tips that I did that I've already shared with you, this is probably the easiest one. And it at the beginning it's gonna feel like, why am I doing this? This is really flower powery, but believe me, it really helps with the combination with everything to compound to getting you in a better place. So grateful, being grateful, it's just super simple, and I do it with my partner and my daughter in the weekends, because in the week we're a little bit rushed in the morning, so we don't really get to do it. So sometimes when we think about it, we do it. So in the morning we say, or I say every morning, 3 things that I'm grateful for. And the reason why it's really important with this is because, like I said, comfort eating, emotional eating, or binge eating is usually a trigger of emotions. But also when you remind yourself every single day of the good things in life, it really gives you hope. Because I think when you're suffering from, especially an eating disorder, and you're really like got yourself all soaked up in that depression and sadness and feeling that there's no way out, when you remind yourself every single day of the good things in your life, you start rewiring your mind to also believe that, you know, there is hope, and it'll give you motivation. And it might, like I said, it might sound like a really silly exercise, but it is so powerful. Everything that we see and have in our lives are all manifested from our thoughts, and our thoughts then produces the life that we have. So like, for example, in the first thing in the morning, I would just think, you know, it doesn't have to be really deep thoughts and you have to sit there and think, just because you're doing it every day, so you can change it every day. So my my gratefulness that I share is like, not I share actually, I say to myself is, I'm really grateful for being paid to do what I love doing. That's one of my regulars. I'm really grateful to have the freedom to do what I love doing. And I am grateful for such a supportive partner, Nick, who believes in what I do, and even if I'm crazy, he just loves me to bits, you know. Or if it doesn't have to be like that. If you hate your job, fine. Or you could say, like, some days I say I'm really grateful for my super strong legs, so that I could go running often. And so that's like a really good one, because I am so grateful for my legs, because I love my running. If I couldn't do that, it would really annoy me. So I say I'm really grateful. I'm so grateful for the loves and the cuddles I have with my daughter. So you see what I'm getting at? It doesn't have to be deep. So if you practice that in the morning, first thing you get up in the morning, or have when you're breakfast, or when you're like checking out, just before you check out your social media or anything, just 3 things every morning. And then in the night time before you go to bed, say 3 things, or write it down actually. It's better, because when you write things down, it has more impact as well. So 3 things that you could write just before you go to sleep is the 3 amazing things that has happened during the day. So it doesn't have to be like super amazing. Like you could say, oh, I'm so grateful for having like a sunny day. I'm so happy today was really sunny. Or I was happy that I made an amazing meal tonight and everyone loved it. Another thing that I always, because it's like quite a challenge sometimes to get a good meal, and I love eating, I love food, and the good thing is we don't really have a lot of processed takeaway foods here, and because I don't really enjoy it. So if I can get all my work done and cook a really good family dinner, I'm always grateful for that. So I go to bed and I say I'm really grateful that I managed to get all my jobs done and cook dinner. But if I didn't get my jobs done, I always say I'm so glad that I sent a subscriber email today, or I had a really amazing client session today. I had a really good conversation with my friend. So again, 3 things that really great things that happen during the day. It doesn't have to be, like I said, anything complicated, deep, or extravagant. Just anything that you could be grateful for just before you go to sleep. And that is the key, just going to sleep, because you want to go to sleep feeling all that yummy. And the next, this is going to be like a 2-part tip. And the final part of this tip is get yourself like a happy album. And what I mean, it's what is it they used to call it? You know, when you used to like send your, like at school, you send like your boyfriend a love tape, but make yourself a love tape for yourself, because when you are feeling a little bit down in the dumps, and I was like that a few weeks ago, I was feeling not 100%, you know, but I kind of mind hacked my way out of it, even though, and I realized now that it was because something was shifting in my life, and I always have a really spiritual connection to something that's about to happen. So it's really rough at the time, but you know, but during it I use all the different hacks that I'm sharing with you. And that final hack I just mentioned is just collect a series of like a few songs that you really love, that, you know, songs that really makes you just can't help feeling happy. And when you listen to it, you just can't help like moving, and it might remind you of the summer, or remind you of like, you know what I mean? So those songs that really brings back great memories, start collecting them. And it's so easy now. You've got like Spotify to collect your good songs, happy tunes that really instantly give you a really happy feeling. So you can collect it on YouTube if you want. And I'm going to share with you my 3 top tunes in the comments below. And I'm always collecting happy tunes, so share with me as well your happy tunes in the comments below, so that I can maybe add yours onto my love tape. So just in case you're wondering, my very first favorite at the moment is called, I'm just trying to look at the name, it's called Alive by Madden. Go and check it out. I love it, love it, love it. It's from a TV Netflix series called, oh gosh, what's it called? Did anyone watch it? Dirt Gently. It was a TV series a while ago. And when I heard that tune, oh my gosh, it's just so happy. And me, my little one, my daughter, and Nick, my partner, every time we listen to that, we're in the lounge like dancing to it. It's such a happy tune. And I tell you what, when you're feeling a little bit in the dumps, really put on your happy tunes. Have an album ready just to put it on. It'll really, really lift your spirits up. And you know, just anything to help you. So the second one that I really like is LMFAO. You know, Shufflin, you know, really, really silly ones, and I just can't help shuffling every time I hear that. And the third one, I don't know if anyone heard this song. It was only famous in YouTube, and it's by YLVIS. I don't know how to pronounce it, and it's called The Fox. If you've not heard of that before, I'm gonna share that video as well. It's so funny. It's like our family favorite. It's like, what did the fox say? So I don't know if you've heard of that, but those are my 3 happy tunes. I've got so much more. I think I've got like about 10, you know, go-to happy tunes when I'm feeling really, really down in the dumps. And honestly, all these tips help you from grabbing food to comfort you. These tips actually help you to feel happy. Like, food doesn't make you feel happy, it just makes you feel more unhappy in the long run. Anyway, and that is it. So that was tip number 7. I hope you found that helpful. It's a little bit light-hearted this time, but again, it is as powerful as all the other tips to do. It's probably the easiest one that you can do. I'm sure you can think of a few that you love right now that always gets you up dancing, makes you feel really happy, or reminds you of the summer. Start collecting them, and when you're feeling rough, you can always play them. On that note, I hope you have a lovely evening, and I will see you on Sunday for my next hack, and I think we're moving on to physical hacks now. So it's going to, yeah, it's the physical hacks now. So we're moving away from the mind a little bit. So I'll see you on Sunday and I'll start sharing those tips with you. Until then, I hope you have a lovely weekend and